Big Bang Theory Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that, the opening important. If you are caught up to the point where I am every watching The Big Bang Theory, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any sort of spoilers. But with it being a sitcom, there's not really a lot of spoilers, just to give you a heads up. This will be The Big Bang Theory Season 6, Episode 11. The title of this episode is called The Santa Simulation. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode last night. Leonard gets a paper cut assembling something for Penny, something Christmassy, and he mentions to Penny that he's going to be playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, with the guys, I believe on Saturday night, and Penny's not really invited. Sheldon tells Amy about the Dungeons and Dragons game and lets her know that she's not invited as well. And then Howard, over a Skype session, I'm guessing, tells Bernadette about the Dungeons and Dragons game and that she's also not invited. And he tells her the story, well, if you don't let me play, the guys are going to really not like you, and this is what I'm going to have to do. All bullshit, but it works. And Bernadette's like, whatever. And then Raj tells Stewart about the Dungeons and Dragons game, and he says Saturday night's going to be epic. Leonard gets Sheldon a scroll as a gift, and Sheldon likes scrolls. He likes trains, too. And then during this Dungeons and Dragons game, Amy, Penny, and Bernadette interrupt the game with a fashion show runway type of thing where Penny says, and Bernadette comes out with her red dress bought from this place. And then Penny's wearing a black dress that looks pretty sexy. So Penny and Bernadette are both looking stunning. And then Amy, all she's showing is her ankles, and that's not that impressive. And then Raj actually wants to join the girls for girls' night, as his character died very early on in the game, and Raj is allowed to go with them. So he gets out of sitting there with Stewart, Howard, Leonard, and Sheldon to go hang out with Amy, Penny, and Bernadette. And the girls actually want to hook Raj up with the woman. They want to get him with somebody. And during the Dungeons and Dragons game, Sheldon sings a song to save his character, some kind of old ancient Christmas song. Raj just wants to find someone. That's all he can say. He just wants someone. And then Raj mentions having a crush on Penny and Bernadette at different times, because he always has crushes on his friends' girlfriends. And Amy thinks at some point he'll have a crush on me. And he says, nope, not really, which makes Penny and Bernadette mad at Raj, and Amy is just a little upset with this. And then we go back to the Dungeons and Dragons game, and Sheldon is still singing the full song. Okay, Sheldon, shut up. And then this is the most fun that Stewart's had since his therapist changed his anxiety medication. Okay. And then Sheldon's finally done singing and says Christmas is a bunch of baloney. Then we go back to the girls' night. Raj apologizes to Amy, and then Amy, okay, whatever. And he compliments her, and she accepts. And then Sheldon, back to the Dungeons and Dragons game, Sheldon's mad that Santa Claus didn't give him his Pop back. Pop to me, Ma. And Sheldon, that's why he doesn't like Christmas. And then we see Sheldon see Santa Claus, and he's at the Christmas tree, and Santa Claus actually apologizes to Sheldon for not bringing his Pop back. There's only so much he can do, he says. And then Santa actually turns on Sheldon and goes to shoot him with a cannon and says, ho, 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 you big dork. And then Sheldon wakes up from a dream, and that's what ends the episode. So, good stuff. Not season finale type or season premiere type, but fun stuff. I'm going to give it an 8.1 out of 10. And I'm going to give the character of the episode to Raj. I was going to give it to Sheldon, but I just changed my mind. You could go Sheldon too. And then, as many of you know, I always rank Penny, because that's the reason why I started watching The Big Bang Theory. I'm going to give her an 8.5 out of 10 in this episode. And Bernadette looks pretty damn good in this episode as well. She could potentially get a 10 out of 10. So yeah, the part with the fashion show runway, 2 minute skit that they did in this episode with Amy, Bernadette, and Penny was pretty awesome. I like that moment. I actually really enjoyed that. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a Big Bang Theory fan and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure you Hulk smash that like button. Hulk smash it right now. Share this video with anybody you know. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Sound off in the comment section about your thoughts on this episode. What would you score the episode? Who would be your character of the episode? And if you want to rate Penny like I do, what would your score for Penny in this episode be? Maybe I should have gave her more than an 8.5 now that I think back on it, but I don't know. And then last but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway, so don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.